Believe it or not, this is actually take two. I just realized that I was recording for a good 8 minutes and my mic was off, so go make fun of me. So, today, for me, I'm going to try and push this out to release tomorrow, hopefully, but you can see 13 hours ago, new series got announced for April in Japan for the Pokemon anime. You guys, I currently haven't, I never talked about the anime at all on the channel. I've only focused on the games. And I do watch the anime. I am an 18-year-old who watches Pokemon anime. Don't judge me. I am not. I just watch it for the fun, the lulz, for the more or less for the battles, because I feel like they definitely do a good job representing the battles. So, what's to come? Um, well, at first I actually believed the rumors that they were gonna do a time skip with Ash, and that he was gonna grow older, and that more or less what I generally thought when I heard that he was gonna become 20, more or less, right? The one right here where it says, "Oh, he's gonna be 20 in Gen 9." I was like, I generally believed this, and I was like thinking, oh, maybe he like loses his touch. Maybe he like sort of puts down battling for a bit and is trying to get back into it, so he adds to Paldea. No, those rumors seem to be false, and yeah, these are the two new protagonists. I don't know if it's just me, but this guy just looks like Ash, but he has a tan. No, wait, that's not one way of putting it. I feel like I'm gonna get canceled now, but I'm gonna leave it at that. From this picture, I can say it's not confirmed, but I generally feel like they might be pushing for the female to be the main lead now, with this male back here being the supporting character. And as we can all know from other things where they push for representation matters and made and replaced the role of the leading character, which was used to be a male, with the female characters, usually don't end well. Well, since this is going to be targeted to little kids, that may end even worse now that I'm thinking about it. Little kids tend to be demanding in the things they want. Okay. I generally feel like I'm crossing in this line into controversial things, and I feel like in like 5 years, if I ever do gain a lot of subscribers, someone is gonna go dig this video up and be like, "Oh my gosh, he used to say these things," and I'm like, "Oh no!" So I'm gonna stop here. It's not. I just feel like I don't know what I'm saying. So like sometimes I just say things and then someone tells me, "Dude, what you said is very wrong, controversial, and cancelable." I'm like, "Oh." So I should never say that again. No, this I said it in a joking way, but I do take this advice more to the heart. I generally do think like if someone walks up to me and be like, "Stop that, that's offensive," I'm like, "Okay, now I know." I do know when too much is too much, but it's just like sometimes I say things, and since I don't have good common sense, then like I might end up saying something offensive. Anyway, moving on from me being possibly being easy cancelable. Um, Back to the anime. Like I said, representation matters. I feel like they're going to be pushing for the female to be the main lead. One thing that this gives off is that this kind of reminds me of the colors that they sort of did with Alola, because in Alola you had Kiawe was red, Sophocles was yellow, Lily white, Lana blue, Milo green, and those were more or less the typings that they were going to use. And I feel like at the beginning we generally thought, or I thought, that they were going to be one-trick ponies, like bland characters, like, oh, they have one thing and they're going to stick to it, which I was more or less proven wrong. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched. I should go rewatch Alola. It's about time. Okay, moving on. But like, yeah, I generally thought, or maybe some of you also thought, these are going to be one-trick ponies. They're giving off the same vibes. Like, yeah, they're going to be one-trick ponies. I'm like, oh well. I hope they can prove me wrong. And possibly the bigger thing that I want to talk about is I was talking this to someone. she was very important. She's someone very important to me, and I was like we were asking questions about this, and then I asked, is Team Rocket gonna stay? And this is something big because I started thinking about it more. It's like, okay, the Ash era, 8 generation of Pokemon, 8 regions. This was Ash's time. This is technically passing the baton on. When you think about it, if, let's say, 10-year-olds started watching it 20 years back, fast forward 20 years, they're 30. Yes, I know how to do math. They're 30 years old, and they may have kids who are approaching 5 or 6. I don't know when people would have kids, but I'm assuming they would have a child at 25. So they have a kid. The kid is 5. New characters are coming in. Is this anime not supposed to be for the Ash fans, but for the next generation? For the kids of the people who grew up with Ash, because then that would make sense. But then that sort of puts me in a weird balance because I'm 18. I started watching Pokemon anime when Ash was in Kalos, aka Gen 6. I'm watched Delula. I'm currently watching Galar Gen 8 Journeys, and I just want to say Netflix is sort of ruining the pace. I generally have never been more. It's been more. It's sort of this thing where I'm kind of forcing myself to watch the 12 episodes every 3 months because of how badly paced it is. And it's just like, I prefer 1 episode a week compared to what Netflix is doing. Even when like Sun and Moon first started and it was like getting negative reviews, I had an easier time watching it then than I am right now. But yeah, like I said, I'm in this weird phase where like I grew up with the end of the Ash era. So I feel like the people who are somewhat like me are what's gonna play into a big role of deciding, is this gonna be good? Is this gonna be bad? I don't want to put my opinion out there just yet because there are too many holes. I saw the trailer and they really didn't reveal too much about it other than this, how the characters look and whatnot. And in my opinion, I like how they look. The female characters, just like when I first saw her, I was like, she looks oddly familiar. I feel like I know a real life person of her. But yeah, it's like, I like how they look, but there are just too many holes. Like, is this really gonna be for the people who grew up with Ash, or is this just for the next generation of kids who are gonna grow up with the next 8 gens, 8 gen of Pokemon? So like, this is more or less gonna be something where they go through Gen 9 to 16, and then they end up passing the baton to someone else. I really can't say anything, and I think I'm going to start looking for a site where I can start watching it dubbed, because Netflix is ruining subbed for me, and I'm getting tired of waiting. I really can't say much because not much has been given, but I have high hopes for this. I really want it to do good, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds. Thank you!